Ever wondered how these trends compare with your own demographic reality? This video is for every viewer, inviting you to look closer, think deeper, and compare this model with what you experience and observe around you. For decades, nations around the world have searched for a development model capable of lifting millions out of poverty, building world-class infrastructure, and transforming a struggling society into a global economic powerhouse. China claims it has achieved exactly that. From widespread poverty and political turmoil in the mid-20th century to becoming the world's second-largest economy, China's transformation has captured global attention. Some see China as a development blueprint. Others view it as a controversial experiment in governance, social control, and rapid industrial growth. But one question continues to shape global debate. Has China truly become a role model for modern nations, or is its success built on unique conditions that cannot be copied? What if one country could lift nearly 800 million people out of poverty in just 4 decades, faster than any civilization in human history? And what if the same model that created prosperity also raised questions of sustainability? To understand this, we must first travel back to a China that looked nothing like the global giant we know today. In the mid-20th century, China faced enormous internal challenges. Decades of civil war, foreign invasion, and economic instability had left the country struggling with poverty, illiteracy, and weak industrial capacity. By the late 1970s, China's leadership faced a critical decision: continue strict centralized economic policies or introduce market-oriented reforms. The reforms that followed would change global history. China gradually introduced economic liberalization while maintaining strong state oversight. Agricultural reforms allowed farmers to sell surplus produce. Special economic zones attracted foreign investment. Manufacturing industries expanded rapidly. This hybrid model combined government planning with controlled market growth. China didn't abandon state control completely. It redesigned it. And that decision changed the global economic balance forever. But why did China's economic reforms succeed while similar reforms failed in many other developing countries? The answer lies in a unique combination of governance structure, cultural priorities, and long-term planning strategies. China's rise is closely linked to its aggressive infrastructure development strategy. Over the past 3 decades, China has built one of the largest transportation networks in history. High-speed rail systems connect major cities across thousands of kilometers. Massive urbanization projects have transformed rural populations into industrial workers. Mega infrastructure projects have strengthened logistics and global trade capacity. China's approach views infrastructure not simply as construction, but as an economic engine. Ports, railways, highways, and industrial zones work together to support manufacturing expansion and international commerce. China builds infrastructure at a scale that many countries can barely imagine, sometimes completing projects in years that take decades elsewhere. But does rapid infrastructure growth guarantee long-term economic stability, or does it create hidden financial risks? China's development model also emphasizes human capital. The country dramatically expanded education access, especially in science, engineering, and technology fields. Universities increased research funding, technical training programs expanded, and literacy rates improved significantly. China now produces millions of graduates annually in engineering and technical disciplines, supporting its manufacturing and technological sectors. The focus on workforce discipline and productivity reflects long-standing cultural values, emphasizing collective effort and national progress. China didn't just build factories, it built one of the largest skilled labor forces in the world. But can education systems designed around rapid industrial growth adapt to innovation-driven global competition? That question may determine China's future global leadership. One of China's most recognized achievements is large-scale poverty reduction. Through targeted rural investment programs, job creation strategies, and regional development policies, China lifted hundreds of millions of citizens out of extreme poverty. Government-supported housing, transportation access, and rural industry development helped connect isolated communities to national economic networks. This transformation is often presented internationally as a model for developing nations. China reduced poverty faster than any country in recorded human history, a statistic that continues to reshape global development discussions. Yet critics argue that economic success has also created growing wealth inequality between urban and rural populations. China has increasingly promoted its development approach internationally through infrastructure financing, trade partnerships, and economic cooperation projects. Large global connectivity initiatives aim to strengthen trade routes linking Asia, Africa, Europe, and beyond. For many developing nations, China offers investment without traditional political conditions, often required by Western institutions. Supporters view this as an alternative development pathway. Critics warn about long-term debt and political influence. China is not only transforming itself, it is attempting to reshape global development strategies. But are countries adopting China's model gaining economic independence or entering new forms of financial dependency? China's development strategy relies heavily on centralized decision-making and long-term national planning. Supporters argue that strong governance allows China to implement large-scale reforms quickly and maintain social stability during rapid economic transformation. China challenges a long-standing global belief that economic growth and political systems must follow a single path. Could China's development model represent a new alternative governance system for the 21st century, or is it a unique historical exception? China is now shifting toward technology-driven growth. Investments in artificial intelligence, renewable energy, digital infrastructure, and advanced manufacturing aim to move the economy beyond labor-intensive industries. The government promotes innovation through state-supported research programs and industrial modernization strategies. China's technological expansion influences global competition, supply chains, and digital economies. China is no longer just manufacturing products. It is competing to design the technologies shaping humanity's future. But can China balance rapid technological growth with global trust, data privacy concerns, and international competition? The outcome could reshape global power structures. China's transformation is one of the most significant development stories in modern history. It demonstrates how strategic planning, infrastructure investment, workforce development, and strong governance can rapidly reshape national growth. For many countries, China represents a powerful example of economic modernization and poverty reduction. Perhaps the most important lesson is not whether China should be copied, but how nations can adapt development strategies to their own cultural, economic, and political realities. China's rise continues to shape global debates about development, governance, and economic transformation. Do you believe China is a global role model for national development, or a unique path that cannot be replicated? Share your perspective in the comments. If you enjoy deep geopolitical and historical documentaries, subscribe and join the conversation as we explore the forces shaping our world.